All right, let's dive into a thought experiment that's, well, it's pretty wild. We're going to explore a scenario that really pushes the boundaries of reality.
Just try to imagine it. That constant, familiar pull you feel every single moment of your life. Suddenly, it's just gone. For 1 second, what would that single tick of the clock actually mean for you, for our planet, and for everything out there in the cosmos?
To put it bluntly, it would be the end, a complete and utter unraveling of reality as we know it. But to really get why it would be so catastrophic, we first have to appreciate the very force we're about to switch off.
So yeah, before we can even imagine flipping the off switch on gravity, we need to be crystal clear on what it actually is. What are we really dealing with here? The best way to think about gravity is as the universe's invisible glue. It's what's holding you to your chair right now, what's keeping the air in our atmosphere, and what's holding our entire planet in orbit around the sun. So the real question is, what happens when that cosmic glue suddenly dissolves? Okay, let's bring this down from the huge cosmic scale to something really personal. Forget the planets and stars for just a moment. What would you actually feel in that very first instant? That feeling, that stomach in your throat drop you get on a roller coaster, that's the very first sign. See, your body is completely hardwired for the constant pull of gravity. The second it vanishes, your brain gets this massive error message. It's a sudden, jarring disconnect that kicks off a whole cascade of chaos inside you. Your internal systems would just go haywire. Without gravity pulling them down, all the fluids in your body would start to drift upwards. This is what causes that puffy face and bloated feeling astronauts get in space, but for you, it would be way more sudden and much more severe. Your body would know instantly that something is profoundly wrong. And hey, here's a little fact to really drive that point home. The body's reaction to sudden weightlessness is so predictably awful that NASA's own training plane earned itself the nickname Vomit Comet. That pretty much tells you everything you need to know about how your stomach would be feeling. Okay, now that we've established the chaos happening inside your body, let's zoom out. What happens to the entire planet when that invisible glue disappears for just 1 single second?
The destruction would be immediate and, well, total. First, our atmosphere, held in place only by gravity, would instantly expand and just bleed out into the void. Then, the oceans, no longer bound to the Earth, would lift right off the surface, turning into this chaotic, expanding cloud of vapor and ice. Finally, the immense pressure at the Earth's core, which is normally contained by gravity, would be unleashed. The planet itself would begin to disintegrate from the inside out, with entire continents and pieces of the crust being flung into space.
And the destruction wouldn't stop with Earth. Oh no. That 1 second pause would send catastrophic ripples across the entire cosmos.
The consequences just get exponentially worse with mass. Take our sun. It exists in this constant, delicate tug of war. The immense pressure of fusion pushes outward, while its massive gravity pulls inward. Take away that inward pull for even a second, and the outward pressure wins. The sun would expand violently, unleashing a devastating wave of heat. But for something like a neutron star, the pressure is so mind-bogglingly huge that without gravity, it wouldn't just expand, it would detonate with a force that could literally alter the fabric of the universe itself. So we've painted a pretty grim picture of total, complete annihilation on every scale you can think of. Which naturally brings us to a very important question. After all this wild speculation, we have to bring ourselves back down to earth, so to speak. Is this a scenario we should ever actually worry about? And the answer is a definitive, resounding no. This entire scenario, as fun and terrifying as it is to think about, is pure science fiction. And here's why. Gravity isn't some external force field that you can just turn on and off. It's a fundamental property of mass itself. The two are inseparable, two sides of the same coin. You can't have an object without it taking up space, right? In the same way, you can't have mass without it creating gravity. For gravity to just vanish, everything in the universe would have to lose its mass at the exact same time. And that would break the most fundamental laws of physics we have. So, what's the big takeaway here? Thinking about this impossible apocalypse isn't just a fun little horror story. It's a powerful reminder. It really shows us that we live in a universe governed by an incredibly precise and delicate balance of forces. Our entire existence hinges on that beautiful, reliable consistency.
And that brings us to the end. The fact that gravity can't just disappear is precisely what makes our existence possible. It's one of those unbreakable fundamental pillars holding up our reality. So the question is, what other pillar should we try to pull away next time? Let us know what you'd like us to explore.